What's up, J Fusion fans? This is Philip, and welcome back to a brand new video. So, the Metal Hero series has been one of the staple franchises of Toei that ran from about the late 70s to the 90s, and it was quite a long time, but by the year 2000, they've stopped and effectively, the franchise has ended. But of course, we've seen the return of the Metal Heroes, at least thanks to the new generations of the Space Police like Gavan, Sharavan, Shider, respectively. But, you know, I was thinking, like, what if we actually brought back the Metal Hero franchise, and you know, what kind of shows would I personally like to see if Toei does bring the Metal Hero series back? I mean, the Metal Hero series has its unique charm. Of course, we have our Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, but for a time, actually, especially within the late 80s, so there was a time that actually all three franchises, yes, they coexisted, and you know, uh, Toei was really making it big with their tokusatsu shows. So, you know, let's say again, it happens again sometime in the future. Like, what kind of shows would I like to see? This is basically the point that I want to discuss, actually. So, let's say um, the Metal Hero franchise does come back. Now, what would be a good idea for it? Now, here are at least a couple of shows that I would definitely love to see. So, the first one is a new installment of the Metal or the Space Police, or whatever you would call them. So, uh, basically, show set in that same universe, of course, or set in that same lore, but uh, definitely with a brand new hero. So we've seen how effective the new generations of Space Police were. They were very good. So I would like to see something, done in that kind of style again with a new hero. Now, cameo appearances from like Scheider or Gavin would be appreciated, although the actor for the new Sharavan, he quit showbiz already, so maybe we're not going to expect a Sharavan cameo soon. Or maybe just the suit but not the actor, or we could get a new actor for Sharavan, probably, but an appearance from either Gavin or Scheider would be nice, although again, not necessary. So we're going to follow the adventures of this new rookie space police, of course, with armor, and how he would deal with the intergalactic criminal organization that is going to appear. So, yeah, that would be very nice. Now, the next idea that I have, now this is actually more inspired by shows like Wind Spectre and Soul Brain. Well, they are actually technically the same show, like season 1, season 2, basically. So, something like that. Maybe a bit of XC Draft because they are somewhat similar, and then Blue SWAT. So basically, these four shows. So, of course, not necessarily in the same universe, but I would like to see a metal hero that mainly focuses on rescue operations. I really think this is an interesting theme, considering that Japan does experience a lot of natural disasters like earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. And recently, well, typhoons have been getting a lot stronger. So I would like to see a metal hero team which is primarily focused on rescue. This one, now I actually envision this team to basically have no enemies, but they are focused on going against natural disasters. I guess natural disasters would be their enemy technically, but again, focusing, like super high tech equipment and armor used to actually save people, not just fight. Well, if, however, we do need a villain for this kind of show, I actually have an idea. Now, well, while they are not technically, while I don't envision this rescue metal hero to be part of the police force, again, they're more like the special rescue force, like the ones that actually move out during fires, again, during other calamities like earthquakes, that kind of team. And again, if there are any villains, if villains are an absolute necessary, then I do have an idea for the villains of this kind of show. So, we can always either put like a super greedy CEO, like a super greedy businessman who is assisted by a mad scientist, or just the mad scientist himself. Uh, like like for the greedies, this super greedy uh company president, CEO, or whatever, like this super greedy businessman, his ideas would be like actually create disasters so people would uh come to him and buy whatever he's selling. So he's basically making problems, and he actually is also making the solution. So I again, it's a plan that well, sounds crazy but makes sense. So you create the problems and then you sell the solution, basically. So with the help of his mad scientist, they create either machines or probably even some uh robots or cyborgs, androids, who basically go out there and destroy nature. So again, people would come to this business and then buy their stuff, or like hire their services, whichever the case may be. But nonetheless, the point is, this businessman would create problems so he can sell them the solution. Now, if we are just going to focus on this mad scientist, we can say that he does have an idea for, and he does have this kind of idea that could change the world. Something goes awry, and this could either happen in several ways, but the most possible things that I've observed from other franchises. So imagine someone like Dr. Wily from the Mega Man franchise. So he wanted some recognition, but this other doctor, someone like Dr. Light actually takes all the credit. So he wants some glory for himself, and takes some of Dr. Light's creations, corrupting them and making them the villains. So yeah, a Dr. Wily like villain for the Metal Hero series. That's the closest I have. Or we can also start with a good scientist whose experiments eventually corrupted him, turning him mad, of course. So those are the possible scenarios that I am envisioning for this specific metal hero. And I really think it's going to be interesting. Now, since we're talking about metal heroes, usually we would associate them with science, technology, or if we are going to look at the space police, they are actually created from over technology, which is technology from other planets or other dimensions. But we rarely see, or almost never see, a metal hero that's completely magical. Now, the closest that I would think about is the beef fighters, but then again, they were technically aided by aliens, so that's still sort of over technology. But again, a metal hero based on mythology, like a knight, perhaps. You know, completely magical armor, like they don't look like robots at all, but look more like knights. That would also be very, very interesting, and you know something that I would like to see for change, considering that basically metal heroes are technological in nature. Probably Jiraiya is magical, I think, in a way. But yeah, for the most part, we associate metal heroes with science and technology. So again, a purely fantasy, a purely magical uh, metal hero would be nice. So those are just some ideas that I have for any Metal Hero series in the future. Again, in case the Metal Hero franchise does come back. So, what are your ideas? What kind of Metal Hero would you like to see? And I am interested in reading about your own ideas. So, please do leave it in the comments. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching. As always, please do leave a like, comment, share this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get the latest from JE Fusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!